Good evening, viewers. You are welcome once again to your program, our program, Democracy Watch, where we do bring to you the key players in the politics of Ogun State, particularly now that we are going into another round of election to elect the governors and the members of the House of Assembly. Today we have a very important personality who is also aspiring to become the governor of Ogun State come March 9, 2019. He is an astute politician. He has made his mark in the field of politics and has contributed immensely in the development of politics, particularly at the grassroots level. Who am I talking about? I'm sure by the time you see his face, you know that this man is a grassroots man. I'm talking about the governorship candidate of the Accord Party in Ogun State, Sir Tope Tokoya. Sir Tokoya, you are welcome to our program tonight.
Thank you very much, Yemi.
Why do you make yourself available to run for the seat of the governor of Ogun State?
Yeah, well, Ogun State is a very important state in this country. Ogun State is, I would say that Ogun State is at the forefront of state administration in this country, in Nigeria. And I would also say that Ogun State has produced past president of this country. So it is very important that Ogun State have a qualified, somebody who has the fear of God, an experienced person, somebody who has been trusted, somebody that people can rely on, and that I find in my person based on my experience as the head of local government in the past, executive chairman that went through election, and I see myself as somebody who has the fear of God to govern. I see myself as somebody who has been exposed to several areas of life, and all this I want to put to bear in the administration of Ogun State. So I offer myself for this position, and I know that by the special grace of God, I'll be victorious because I have proved myself in the past. I have done well, and I've won several awards as the best local government chairman when I was in Ogun State, and the best local government chairman for the southwest of Nigeria during my tenure. So I'm well prepared for this job, and that's why I've offered myself.
What are your programs?
Yeah, the programs are people-friendly. The theme of my campaign is people come first. In other words, our administration will address the problems of our people. And so in putting our programs together, my manifesto, we have considered the sufferings of people. We have looked at what they require to have a good living, and to be happy once again, like our forefathers have done in the past. People like Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and of course, of blessed memory, and Chief, the past governor,
We have Chief
Olabisi Onabanjo at that time. And so we want to replicate exactly what they did at that time. People enjoyed the government, and that is what we have on the table to put before our people.
Some people are saying that they have 7-point agenda, some 9-point agenda, some 5-point agenda, some 3-point agenda. Your own agenda for the people under this Accord Party is how many points, and what are each of them?
Yeah, mine is 7-point agenda, and 7 is a special number. It's a figure of perfection. And of course, the first of this agenda is grassroots government, where we want to return government, the local government, back to the grassroots, where it will be able to perform its constitutional functions. So take the government, let the grassroots have the government directly that will deal with them and will do what the constitution of this country have given unto them to perform. We also have accessible quality education. Accessible quality education is such that we have education will be available, quality one, to every child of Ogun State. And I think at this time we'll be having a free education at the primary and secondary school. Also have a bursary award for our tertiary institution students there, and a competitive scholarship for the students. And also we make sure that the environment in the school is very conducive. We make sure that we are going to provide all that the students need and put Ogun State at the number 1 position as far as education is concerned in this country. We also have the healthcare services that we will offer our people. Our general hospitals, our pharmaceutical departments of general hospitals will all be well equipped. We're going to make sure that we renovate the hospitals, we provide drugs, and we make medical services to our people to be affordable. In particular, I want to emphasize free medical services for our children from age 0 to 6, and also free medical services for our aged from 65 years and above. We also have for our people free antenatal, till for the pregnant women, yes, of course, for pregnant women under our medical care services. We also have agriculture for survival, and this agriculture for we make sure that we encourage farmers, we help them in clearings, and we supply all the implements necessary, the seedlings and fertilizer, for them to be able to produce and harvest well. And at the end of the day, where they have harvested and they are not able to sell all their goods, we will buy these goods of them and store them, preserve them, where thereafter we can export these products abroad and earn foreign exchange for our state.
I want to take you up on some of these programs that you just highlighted. Now, you are from the grassroots, you know how the rural areas, how they look like. Many of our products generated from the rural area, before they get to market, in terms of good roads, it gets spoiled, and then in terms of probably incentives, they don't usually make markets in the good time. What do you have for people at the rural areas?
Yes, I think that is. Thank you for that question. We have a program for rural development, and in fact, we're going to have an agency for that purpose. The agency will encourage local governments to create rural routes, and we will encourage them and will support them in the creation of rural routes. We, as the state, will now face the state will face the state roads and probably federal roads, as the case may be, with intervention. And also, this creation of rural roads, we will fund it, and we'll make sure that I should have mentioned this. when we return local government back to its constitutional duties, so allocations will come to the local governments directly so that they can do their functions, they can perform their functions creditably to the satisfaction of our people. I remember when I was council chairman, we did so many programs, and of course I'm proud of what we did. They are built hospitals, I built schools, health centers, and so on and so forth. So creating rural roads, we are going to encourage local government to do that, and we will encourage them and assist them in grading. We will supply them graders to be able to do all this, and of course that will enable our farmers to have access to the roads that where they can bring out their goods in time, and they can access market on time.
So let me just take you up on this giving constitutional power back to the local government. That means you are saying that you support financial autonomy to local governments. Is that
exactly financial autonomy? Because when we were at the local government, we had that opportunity, and of course I will make sure that the way we operated at that time, local governments now, they have their autonomy, they can operate on their own, but then of course we will have to monitor what they do so that they don't misuse the funds that come to them. We will guide them, we will monitor them, and ensure that all their programs will benefit the grassroots. But let me quickly mention this. We're going to create local government and ward development council. By so doing, we will make sure that every ward lists out their requirements.
their needs?
Yes, they have a list of what they require that they want in their various wards. And when they do that, so we make sure that the local governments do help them to ensure that these things are met. They will go after this, take this their requirements up one by one on monthly basis, and we will supervise. We will have a department that will supervise all these things. So what I'm trying to say is that at that time, no ward will say they have not felt the impact of the government. So we will, in fact, it's going to be a government that cares for people, and people that really will enjoy the dividends of democracy that will come to them directly.
Okay, sir. Now, market men and women, artisans, traders, Okada riders, they are also watching us. They also want to know what you have in plan for them.
Well, for market women, Okada, they are very important people to the government. And of course, I recall that when I was local government chairman, I made sure that they were not stressed. Let me use the word. They were not stressed at all. I made sure at that time, even though local government normally give tickets out to market women and Okada, you can cross-check this at my own time. I made sure that we didn't do that. We didn't give them. There was no stress, no harsh was given to them. They were very easy, and they were at peace with the government, and they enjoyed it. And that is why today, when I walk around any part of my local government, people still hail me as having done well, unlike other governments, past governments, or even present now, because they have basis to compare, and they have been singing praises or giving accolades to my administration. So they will not be stressed. They will be encouraged to do their business. We will build more markets. We will make it conducive for them. We will give them facilities and amenities like toilets, water, so that that will make them feel like human beings that have gone out of their home to do business, and no harsh at all.
Yes. So what I wanted to ask next is, like you have answered, because some governments come, they introduce taxes so that they will be able to generate money to attend to some of their needs. So during your government, if you are given the chance, does it mean that you are not going to increase tax? Then how then do you intend to generate enough money to run the affairs of the states?
Well, of course, I don't intend, and I know that we will not increase any tax, but there are various avenues to generate funds to fund our laudable projects. In the first instance, we first identify the leakages and we make sure we block them, and we also make sure that we make the rural areas, I beg your pardon, the border towns, the border areas, we make sure that we monitor people living there around our border towns and working in the neighboring states. They go there, they pay their taxes there, but we ensure that we monitor and we make sure that they come back to Ogun State and pay. When we do that, so rather than paying their taxes to the neighboring states, say for instance, people living around Lagos State, they go to work in Lagos and they pay their taxes there. So we put a policy in place that will work and that will make sure that all these things are paid, their taxes are paid to Ogun State. Of course, we have money, and we're going to make sure that we generate work for our people, whereby they pay tax. But surely we will not increase tax.
The youths, they are also very much important, and thousands of them are jobless. Yearly basis, the institutions turn out many youths from the nation's higher institutions, and even those ones that are learning skills. At the end of the day, we just discover that they get out, they don't have much to do. Do you have plan to cater for them, sir?
Yeah, we have robust plan to end or say reduce to the barest minimum the joblessness that pervades our state or the whole nation. We're going to create jobs. We're going to attract companies, industries into the state, and we're going to make sure that these industries are evenly spread within the 4 zones. I'm talking of Ijebu, Remo, Egba, and Yewa. And we'll give them land. We'll encourage these industries to come, and then we'll make a policy where their taxes, of course, they will pay tax, but we'll make a policy that will make them to employ minimum of 50% of their workforce from the state, and of course, especially in the areas where they are sited. When companies come, we'll make sure, like I just mentioned, it's going to be some Ijebu, some Remo, Egba, and then Yewa. So even students that have just graduated, or even youths living in Yewa can always get job around their areas. Also Ijebu, Dito, Egba, and Remo, except you choose to travel to move to another location. Exactly. So it's going to be so. That is what you're going to do. So that, but then it is important that these companies, ab initio, knows that they have to employ indigenes of Ogun State, 50% of their workforce. I will ensure that before you bring in any foreign person, like some companies will come up with some mechanics and call them engineers, we make sure that our professionals are engaged in these companies. Our architects, our engineers, you name it, that they are all engaged, they all get jobs.
Okay, sir. Now, let's talk about your party. Your party is Accord Party. What are the symbols? How will people be able to recognize your party, particularly on the ballot box as we go in a few days to the polls? And how should they thumbprint? Some people are saying that they should not use the thumb to thumbprint so that it won't get over to another line. What other fingers do you think they should use to thumbprint for your party?
Yeah, well, in the first instance, Accord is blessed. Accord, out of the 91 political parties in the country today, Accord is number one. It means it's been ordained by God to be number one. And that is why, by the special grace of God Almighty, we're going to win this election. Accord has been crowned as number one party on the ballot box. The symbol is, the letter is A, and the symbol is the thumb. The A, I want voters to please take note. The A is being used. It's not written in full as Accord. So people should watch out. It is letter A, capital A. The symbol is the thumb. Accord is number one on the ballot paper. And if you want to thumbprint, just use this finger, not the thumb, because the space we have there now is so small that if you're not careful, if you should use your thumb, then of course you are likely to cross the line, and that means that ballot will be voided. But if you use your finger, like Yoruba will say, Ika ilabe, that is the one you should use. Touch the ink pad gently, and then make sure that you put your finger on the middle of that box without your hand shaking. Just simply do thumbprint, and then if possible, just blow it a little bit so that it dries quick. And then of course you fold, not inside but behind, and then go and dump.
Now, what's other thing that you want people that are watching you to take note? What other message you have for them as we go into the election?
Yeah, well, I want to let people know that this election is very important. People should come out and vote. You cannot stay in your house and then you don't come out and vote, and then later you begin to complain. It is your right to vote. Government has made it possible for you to register. You have obtained your PVC. Go out and exercise your franchise and make sure you're voting the right person. And the right person is Pastor Sir Tope Tokoya. I'm a knight of John Wesley. I am a pastor. I happen to have been a past chairman of local government, Odogbolu in particular, and I have performed creditably, where I have won so many awards, and I'm right here to serve the state and do far more than what I did at that time. I am experienced. I've been tested. I'm a honest person, and I'm reliable, and I'm sure that voting me in, voting Accord, will bring peace to this state, progress and total transformation.
So before we go, sir, we are in Ijebu, Yoruba speaking area. I'm sure, I know you are also from here. Can you talk to our people in mother language, mother tongue, so that they can also, particularly some of our mommies and daddies that are watching us, that they will not want to understand our English that we have been blowing since. Bóyá kẹ́ bá wa sọ díẹ̀ ní èdè tiwantiwa.
Ṣé
àwọn ìyá wa tó wà bàbá tó wà ń sìn ẹ wá sọ fún wọn ní èdè Yorùbá ẹgbẹ́ àkọ́ọ̀dù ní kí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ti máa gbárùkù tì nígbà tá à ń lọ sínú ètò ìdìbò tó ń bọ̀ yìí.
Mo kí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ tẹ̀lé tó kù. Èmi ọmọ yín pásítọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tí ó sì jẹ́ ẹni tí ó ti ṣe alága Odogbolu ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Odogbolu nígbà kan, in fact láìpẹ́. Mo fẹ́ kí ẹ gbà wípé Accord ni ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tí Ọlọ́run ti yàn fún wa ní àsìkò yìí láti ṣe fún àwọn èèyàn wa, láti ṣe fún yín gbogbo nǹkan tí ẹ ń fẹ́, gbogbo ìyà tí a ti jẹ sẹ́yìn, láti mú dópin, láti mú ìtura wá, láti mú ìrọ̀rùn wá, láti mú ìtẹ̀síwájú wá, àti láti mú ìdàgbàsókè wá fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Nítorí ìdí èyí, mo rọ̀ wá pé kí a dìde, kí a gbárùkù ti ẹgbẹ́ Accord. Àmì ọmọ yín tó bá di ọjọ́ Sátidé tó jẹ́ ọjọ́ 9 oṣù kẹta ọdún tá a wà nínú ẹ̀, kí gbogbo wa ká dìde tilé tòkó, ká lọ láti lọ dìbò. Nítorí tí a ò bá dìde láti lọ dìbò, àwọn tó ìbọn ìwọ̀n èèyàn tó ṣèyàn, ẹni tí ẹ̀yin ò fẹ́ ló máa débẹ̀. Tó bá sì débẹ̀, a ò ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dá wọn lẹ́bi nítorí pé àwa la fi ọwọ́ ara wa fà. Gbogbo èyí tí ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ kó lọ sópin, ká dìde, ká wá, ká tẹ̀ka fún ẹgbẹ́ Accord, kí ìjọba tó máa mú ìrọ̀rùn wá fún wa. Nítorí mo sì ṣe ìlérí wípé pẹ̀lú agbára Ọlọ́run, pẹ̀lú àánú Ọlọ́run àti oore ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run, tí ẹ bá fi ìbò gbé wa wọlé gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn State, àwa yóò ṣèjọba pẹ̀lú ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run, ìtura yóò sì dé fún gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ wa.
So thank you so much. That's it, viewers. We've heard from the governorship candidate of Accord Party in Ogun State. It's just few days, 2 days to this gubernatorial election. You have heard him, you have heard his program, you have heard everything that he said. I'm sure you are convinced that he is truly a man of God, a man that fears God, that you need to give your support to. So, sir, we want to thank you for coming to our program today, and we believe that when next we call upon you, you will also not hesitate to come, and we also believe that you will not forget NTA Jebode when you get to the position by the grace of God. So, thank you, sir, for coming. We pray that you will record success as it goes to poll on Saturday. So, viewers, we want to thank you again too for having time to watch us, for letting us be part of your evening. We say thank you. From me, Yemi Dalimo, I'm saying have a wonderful evening.